Welcome, welcome all. On this edition of Hindsight, Miscellanea, we shall be reading an article from the 73rd volume of Nintendo Power, pages 72 through 75, an article entitled Virtual Boy, It's Virtually Here. As Virtual Boy moves closer to its release date this August, Nintendo Power is gearing up to bring you exclusive, in-depth coverage of this revolutionary game system. There's never been anything like Virtual Boy, and you won't want to miss even one 3D moment. Besides showing the first collection of true Virtual Boy pictures, this article explores the games that will be introduced at the time of the system's launch. Nintendo plans to introduce 3 games for the release of Virtual Boy, with about 3 to follow each month. The 3 titles most likely to be released at launch will be Telero Boxer, Galactic Pinball, and Red Alarm. Telero Boxer, 3D robotic boxing along the lines of Super Punch-Out, and Galactic Pinball, 3D pinball, have been mentioned in Power before, but Mario Clash and Mario's Dream Tennis are new titles that should follow the release of Virtual Boy. Mario Clash may be the most exciting title announced so far because it combines elements of platform games and adventure games in a unique 3D world with both side-scrolling and overhead views. Mario Clash is a good example of a game that fully uses the graphic capabilities of the Virtual Boy. Nintendo also plans to market a vector graphics shooter under development at T&E Soft called Red Alarm. Red Alarm is scheduled to be the 3rd game released, with the introduction of the system in August. Red Alarm's polygon-based environment may remind players of Star Fox. T&E Soft's golf game is also scheduled to be released in the United States as a Nintendo title. In addition to Nintendo's development groups at NCL in Kyoto, Rare Limited in Great Britain is scheduled to develop Virtual Boy titles for Nintendo. Kemco's Japanese development teams have been at work since last year on Virtual League Baseball, which should be one of the first licensed releases for the system. Virtual League Baseball will feature 18 international all-star teams and a 2-player option which can be used with Virtual Boy's PlayLink cable. Hudson Soft may be one of the biggest developers early in the history of Virtual Boy. The biggest news is the development of Panic Bomber VB, a puzzle game featuring Tetris-type action and Bomberman-like characters in a 3D environment. The second title, Vertical Force, is expected to be a 3D sci-fi shooter. Bulletproof Software plans to release V1 Tetris and Faceball in Japan. The challenge of 3D Tetris will be obvious to everyone. The hide-and-seek play style of Faceball, especially as a 2-player PlayLink game, should be awesome. At this date, there's no confirmed plan to release the games in the United States, although that is likely to change. Ocean of America plans to release the first Virtual Boy title programmed in the US based on the upcoming Waterworld movie starring Kevin Costner. Ocean's Virtual Boy offering will be a first-person action game with chases and shootouts. Atlas Devil Busters falls into the action arcade category of games. Atlas's Japanese development house has kept a tight lid on the game, but will bring you more very soon. THQ has begun development on several Virtual Boy licensed products here in the US, including possible sports and adventure games. Although we couldn't announce the first 2 titles at press time, we will let you know about these hot licenses as soon as possible. Boss Games Studio in Redmond, Washington is also working on a Virtual Boy game with help from Gerald Weatherup, the creator of a number of Game Boy titles, including Desert Strike, Buster Brothers, and RoboCop. Steve Whiter and Jason Plum have recently waded into the depths of 3D programming at Ocean of America. Waterworld, a game for Virtual Boy and the arcade, which is based on the upcoming Kevin Costner film, will be the first American-designed game for Virtual Boy. Steve revealed that the game will use an over-the-shoulder perspective and concentrate on 3D action. It's intended to be an arcade experience, said Steve. It will be easy to learn, but tough to master. The 1-player or 2-player game puts players in control of armed trimarans. Missions may include offensive and defensive action as flotillas of jet skiers called smokers cause havoc on the high seas. Steve says that they have concentrated on increasing the speed of the graphics to create a virtual rush. Over the past few months, Steve and Jason have had to learn a whole new way of looking at games, but Steve sees the stereoscopic elements of the Virtual Boy as being just the icing on the cake. What I really like about this system is that we have to concentrate on basic game design. So many games these days have lots of graphic frosting, but when you cut into the cake, there is nothing there. Jason and I have been concentrating on what's inside. According to Steve, Waterworld will be finished in June or July, which means it should be released shortly after the launch of the Virtual Boy. Thank you for joining us on this edition of Hindsight Miscellanea. I would like to wish you good day and good night.